Why do beautiful women often face tragic fates? The phrase, Hong Nhan Bak Mệnh, beautiful face, fragile fate, has been whispered from generation to generation. In this ancient saying, Nhan refers to beauty, men or fan means destiny or fate. Hong, meaning red, implies beauty and goodness, while Bak, meaning silver or thin, suggests misfortune. Hong Nhan refers to women blessed with exquisite beauty, keen intellect, and charm that captivates men. Bak Mệnh signifies dying young, having a short, tumultuous life. The phrase, Hong Nhan Bak Mệnh, thus points to an irreconcilable conflict between a woman's beauty and her destiny. When one speaks of the fate of a beautiful woman, the first image that comes to mind is Lady Kieu, tears welling in her eyes, her slender fingers delicately plucking a mournful tune, a lament of her tragic fate, choked with sorrow, indignation, and desolation. Lady Kieu from Nguyen Du's epic poem was a woman of immense talent, skilled in music, chess, poetry, and painting. Yet this intelligent young woman, whose beauty shamed flowers and eclipsed the moon, was cursed with a life full of hardship and storms. She herself often grieved over this fragile, sorrowful fate of beautiful women. During the Than Minh festival, before the desolate, incense-free tomb of Damtine, a tragic singer, Kieu wept profusely, lamenting, "How painful is the fate of women." The phrase, fragile fate, applies to all. She cried for Damtine, for the unhappy plight of women, and in doing so, for herself. Hong Nhan Bak Mệnh is an ancient proverb, a philosophy thousands of years old, deeply influencing East Asian cultures like China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. But does this belief have any scientific basis, or is it merely a baseless rumor? To explain this phenomenon from a psychological perspective, we need to analyze several factors. The first reason is that beautiful people are highly susceptible to psychological impacts from societal biases. Those with breathtaking beauty often receive immense attention, both praise and endless criticism or envy. They become the subject of gossip everywhere, scrutinized from every angle, even slandered for actions they never committed. Who can truly judge a life based on hearsay? Oh, this person is my neighbor, just a pretty face, completely useless and knows nothing. Or, that girl, she's from my school, she looks good online, but in real life she's arrogant, stuck up, and quite stupid. Online, people just hear snippets, agree with what they want to believe, and then join the chorus, even spreading it themselves. All it takes is one unverified claim, sometimes without even the original rumor monger speaking up, and it spreads far and wide. Oh my God, I heard this and that about her. Such is life. Imagine suddenly facing a barrage of attacks and false accusations from strangers you've never met. Even the strongest minds would struggle to stand firm. Additionally, beautiful women face immense pressure to maintain a perfect image, both in appearance and behavior. Society and the media often demand that they always look beautiful, not just in their professional lives, but also in their daily routines. Keyboard warriors scrutinize every single detail. A single flaw exposed can lead to ruthless criticism. When they fail to meet these expectations, they can be subjected to harsh judgment and slander, leading to anxiety, stress, and self-doubt. Moreover, famous beauties often face continuous scrutiny of their private lives. The media and public begin to dig up the most trivial details of their personal lives. For example, a beauty queen, immediately after being crowned, might have her entire personal history unearthed. Sometimes, internet users even have the time and energy to find posts from when the beauty was just a child. From romantic relationships to their public conduct, everything is put on display and critiqued. This loss of privacy can lead to feelings of insecurity, a lack of control over one's life, and sometimes serious psychological problems like depression. We must also consider the bias related to beauty privilege. Simply put, people tend to underestimate the intelligence and doubt the capabilities of those with beautiful appearances. Or, they might be judged by higher standards, as if all their achievements are solely based on their looks rather than talent or effort. This behavior can damage their self-esteem and affect their personal relationships and careers. The final reason might be related to a psychological phenomenon called the self-fulfilling prophecy or the Pygmalion effect. This is when someone believes in something that hasn't happened yet, and eventually it comes true. Specifically, for centuries in many cultures, beautiful women have often been associated with tragic stories. society establishes a mindset, tightly linking the image of Hong and Han with Bak men. People's behaviors and words carry a prophetic belief about the hardships a beautiful girl will face in the future. These girls, falling into anxiety, then unconsciously exhibit behaviors that align with society's prophecy. As societal whispers circulate and challenges eventually crush the girl's life, she and the community further confirm and reinforce the belief that beautiful women are destined for fragile fates. This creates a self-satisfying loop. The more beautiful women are drawn into tragic situations, the more people believe in the withered flower destiny of these muses. However, in reality, one cannot definitively assert the correctness of the notion that excessive beauty brings many misfortunes. Not every Hong and Han meets a Bak men. Anyone can encounter bad or good luck in life, regardless of their beauty. If what the ancients concluded holds any truth, it was more applicable during feudal times when women were bound by many constraints. Or perhaps it simply meant that beautiful women garnered more attention than others, both positive and negative. Furthermore, according to physiognomy, Hong and Han merely refers to external beauty or one's physical appearance. Over time, physical appearance changes based on one's inner character, one's behavior and attitude. Thus, it can be understood that a kind and compassionate heart naturally leads to a graceful and beautiful demeanor. If one has outer beauty but a wicked heart, any success achieved will only be short-lived. In the long run, they will face failure. Moreover, some beautiful people who become complacent, relying solely on their looks, may live carelessly, neglect moral cultivation, only indulge without giving, and fail to help others. Gradually, as their beauty fades, so too will their blessings. Conversely, those who build a positive lifestyle have a strong will to learn, strive for goodness, and cultivate their character, regardless of whether they possess Hong and Han or not, will undoubtedly have a happy and prosperous life. Ultimately, instead of worrying about fate, focus on cultivating your soul and improving yourself. Remember that in this era, altering one's physical appearance is easy, but external beauty and material possessions can change over time. Only the nurturing of one's soul requires much effort, but the blessings it brings will stay with you throughout your life. By cultivating a kind and virtuous character, loving life, caring for others, diligently studying and training, developing intellectual beauty and self-worth, and viewing life with a gentle, positive, and optimistic eye, Hong and Han will transform into Hong Fuck, abundant blessings. Everyone will be more confident in taking charge of their own lives. In conclusion, we absolutely have the right to determine our own destiny. That was the old perception, but nowadays, there's no more Hong and Han Bak men. Only Hong and Han Bak Tai, beautiful women who are billionaires, right?